Alright, this clock we're going to repair for Bob and Ruthann. It's a Chinese 31-day clock, and it can be used either as a shelf clock or it can be hung on the wall and made as a wall clock. And it has a pendulum that goes with it. Inside it has faux weights, very light aluminum, and it's actually a spring-driven clock, and we'll be repairing this. We'll start by removing these weights. They're not really much weight to them, but I'm going to set up a thing here, and looks like some chains here are supposed to attach up here that'll come off the key, and we will put this stuff in the container over here. Be fixed later. And now I'm going to set the pendulum aside. Now we're going to set this down and start by taking the hands off. Oh, let's take a look here. The door opens. I guess that's going to be in the way. Let me move this. Okay. So we'll start by taking the hands off. That hand. Oh. Pretty loose. I have examined this. There's no real apparent way to take this off. There's no bolts in the only nuts and bolts on the thing that hold the weight on, so we'll start by see if we can get this dial off. That's held on by 4 Phillips. Might be a little big. Try this one. Okay, that one comes off. That's small screws. Okay. Here's one. Alright. One more. Now this could be fun. Let's see. That doesn't slide because we've got the hand in the way. Very flexible. I'm going to have to take it above. Let's see. Slide this out carefully over that way. Okay, from the looks of the marks on here, that's what it was put on. So set that aside. Okay, we've got a wooden piece underneath. Let's just drop the screwdriver and get it out. Now these are held on with 4 wood screws. Now that's a piece of plywood. I don't think that's could be flexible enough to go over that center part. Oh, okay. It's not that wide. This comes. This will be taken out this way. There we go. Simple enough. Okay, and there's our movement. You can see the full chains for the full weights, and then the movement is held on with some brackets. Now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws here that need to come out. Bigger screwdriver for those. Let's take those out. Oh, there's 6 screws. One under there. Okay. Now we can continue. Screws here. That's real stiff. Come on. Come on, baby. Okay, that one was put in crooked. It wasn't coming out very easily. I'm going to have to get a different screwdriver. More muscle in it. One more. Boy, I put these screws in. Look at that thing wobbling around. Crooked as heck. I think they could at least put the screw. Oh, no wonder the screw is bent. Got a bent screw. Alright. Now we're going to take the movement out. That should all it should be. Okay, we've got the hammer that's under a hole here. This might get tricky too. Okay, very carefully out. Now we're going to close this and we will deal with it later. Set it aside. First thing we need to do is let these springs down. And, oh my goodness. Never seen that. There. You can see the springs in there. And they've got C-clips on them, or E-clips. And it's kind of a little dirty, greasy, oily. And we'll need to take, say, let the power down on them. Looks like it'll be mostly dirt. That's the problem here. Get my let down keys. And this, and let's see what we got for number 10. So number 10s. So we will, as way as this way. Oh my. Jeez, I don't know. That's a pretty powerful spring. Okay. And then we let this slide through the hands. Okay, that one is let down completely. And now we're going to let this one down. We will wind, release the click, hold it up, let this slide through the hands, and that one safely down. Good. All right. Now, you know what? Since that has a C-clip on it, I'll bet these springs can be taken out before we take the rest of the movement apart. So I'm going to see. The easiest way to deal with that is to take off the, since these wind the same way, the easiest thing to do is going to be to take these off. And I'm going to need see if this one fits. Yep, screw went down through. I'm going to get a different container for these parts. Okay, and we'll put a screw in there. And we will have a retainer. Now we should be able to get the click off. Okay. Ooh, yeah, there's a lot of oil in that. Pretty oily. I'll put those in there. And, oh yeah. And then let's see what we get. Oh my goodness. That gear is not attached. That is really a strange contraption. Let's take the C-clip off. Oh, maybe. That one's tighter than I thought. Okay, let's try this one. No, that doesn't want to come off. Let's see if we can do it this way. There we go. Ooh. Man, that is a booger. It's that tight. There it goes. Okay. Okay. Now let's see if this pulls out. No. It's off on the other side. Boy, that's a messy one. Okay. Screw comes off. Lift this off. Lift the ratchet off. We'll take the suspension spring off, and it's held with a screw. Not seen that before. A little tiny bracket, and a screw, and then the suspension spring comes off. Seems to be okay. You can see everything that's on here. Nothing to worry about on the back except that C-clip on the back. Might as well get it off. Maybe. There we go. That one came right off. Okay. Nothing we have to worry about on the back. On the front. Let's see, we've got okay, these are being held. I think I want to take a picture of that movement before I take anything else apart. I don't generally get these things this way. Okay, spring here. I'll take this spring off. I don't know where that's attached. Oh, it's attached to this lever. Let's go ahead and take the, ooh, man, that's nasty. Take the anchor out. Oh boy. None of these levers will come off without separating the, well, I guess they will. I guess there's, let me go ahead and get it out of the way because that'll take this out of the way then. Really a lot of adjustment space on that thing. Okay, now this should come out. Ah, just dropped it. Okay, come on, baby. Right, there's that piece. And now the anchor should come out. There it is. And now, I'm going to bring this thing down here so we can look up close. All right. Let's see what we have here. Move in on it. Yeah, I think it's a bit on the dirty side. What we got back here? Yeah, that might be why it wasn't running. Might not have had anything to do with springs. That's pretty dirty. We'll deal with that later. I don't see any deep grooves or anything in it. Let me just wipe it off a bit. Okay. Now we take a look now at this thing. Doesn't look to be a problem. Pivot seems to be okay. Pivot seems to be okay. Alright, put it away. And let's see what's next here. I'm going to set this over to the side again here. Alright, and we will. I can take the rack off. Let me get a. Okay, this whole. Here's the rack tail. What a weird little thing, just a little tiny tab. And little brass pieces attached to it, actually. That's kind of interesting. Let's take that off, take a look at it. This isn't the highest quality materials used on this. Okay, there's the C-clip. Let's pull this off now. Yeah, look at this. Little brass rack tail attached to the thing. Interesting. Okay. Alright, we have a lift that releases. That's for the warning wheel. And here's the stop. This is the gathering pallet. And, take a look at that. Just a minute. Let me get that rack off. Now let's do the snail. Seems to me that might be upside down. We'll take a look later. Okay, we'll take that out. And this washer comes off. Then the snail comes off. Uh-oh. Okay, it's all attached to that power tube. And just everything is just covered with oil. Okay, and then we get the intermediate wheel. I don't know if this will come out or not. We'll see later. What on earth? Oh, that's the spring for the two clicks. That's how those work. So when we get this all back together, and those are in with just pressed in there. Okay, and now we've got, I'm going to take out this lever at the top, and it's held in with a C-clip on the back side. And I should probably take a photograph of that. And we will take it out. Okay. And then that lever should come out. And there it is. That's where the spring attaches. We've got this one. And it's also held on with an internal C-clip. Those came out rather easily. And now we'll take that lever out. That's our lift and stop. May not be able to get it now. Gotta get the gathering pallet out of the way. Take that out. That is essentially everything we have to come out of there. So we can separate plates and get the rest of this. Let me see if I can get that gathering pallet off easily. Okay. Let's put a pair of long nose. Let me scoot this around here. Let's see how we can take that gathering pallet off. And I'm going to put a pair of pliers underneath it. And then, let me see, take my, let's see if that gets it. Come on. Wedge. There's the gathering pallet, and let's take a look here. Yeah, I don't understand the construction of this at all here, why these are split, unless there's something that can slide out. I don't know. I'll have to take a look at that. Here's a strange thing. Usually have a little governor fan. Look at this one. Let me get some light over here. This has got strange looking governor. Little plastic piece here, little wings, that, oh, I see how it's going to work. As this spins, these wings can come out by centripetal force, and it pushes that plastic piece against the plate, and that acts as a brake. So when it starts to strike, and it's running too fast, let me see if I can make that operate. These two pieces come out, push that against the plate, and that's what breaks things, B-R-A-K-E, break, to slow things down. Interesting. Probably, rather than taking all of this off, leave those on and take these nuts off the back. Probably be the best way to go. Let me get a to set this on like so. Move this back up here. Okay. Alrighty. So let's get another container. Put a nut driver on. Oh. Let me see something real quick, just make sure. Interesting. Wow. Oh, that's cool. I don't see any worn pivots, or pivot holes, I mean. We may not have to put any bushings in this. And that one is really running rough. And it's rough. Anyway, keep wiping the oil off of my fingers. It's very, very oily. Anyway, let's loosen these up. Okay, take that back off. Where in the heck is that? Look at that, see where's that hammer? Oh, that hammer is way up here. There's a spring on this hammer, so if I just undo that spring, now the hammer's loose, and that will come out. Okay, so I better, that's an unusual kind of construction. So I will take a little photograph of that and make a comment here. Let's see, go this way. Use that as a pointer. And that's where the hammer goes. Okay. All right. Take that one off. Take this one off. All right. Now the plate should come apart. Well, that was nice and simple. Look at all the oil on the inside of that. See? Yeah, some of that stuff is extremely dried. And just wiping it all off makes it look a lot better. At least get the oil off of it. This is going to go in the ultrasonic cleaner. I don't want all that oil in there. Okay. Alright, that looks good. Okay, we will put the strike side over here. Which is, here's the, oh, maybe I should take a picture of the way those gears are put in there. So I've never worked on a movement like this. Okay. Okay. Now we can start taking this stuff out. There's the governor. That's that odd little governor. These, see how these wings can move outward, and they push that plastic piece up. And there is a little, what's the spring in there? Some kind of a spring inside that thing. Yeah, that definitely springs. Weird. Okay. And we've got a mooring wheel. Oh my goodness. Yeah. See, and that's put together with a separate piece. Instead of a hole drilled and a pin, a separate little piece put on it. Interesting. Then we've got the hammer lift wheel. Let me take a look under the magnifier. A lot of gunk on them, but the lantern pinions aren't worn at all. And then can be a lot of gears in here because it's got to run for 31 days. I'm sure this is the one that holds the gathering pallet. And then we got the hammer. And look at all the oil on that thing. And then there's, what the heck is that? Well, it's just hardened oil and rust. Okay. And then we've got the second gear. Nice big fat. Boy, this is an interesting way of putting that. The lantern pinions and have a little retainer washer on the end that holds the pins in. That's probably just driven on. Interesting. That's an old suggested way of repairing a lantern pinion. This original manufacture. I'm going to take a quick look here at something. This thing may not have been run that many years. Yeah, I'm looking at the pivots on this thing. I don't see really any wear on that thing. They're very shiny, pretty clean. Still polishing it. They're really clean. Okay, I don't think the center wheel comes out. Here's this wheel. Let's take this is really bizarre. Okay, here's the escape wheel, and it is absolutely filthy. Take a look at I wonder if we can go in on that a little bit. Keeping it focused. Look at the lantern pinion on that puppy. And teeth on this thing. Yeah, it's definitely in desperate need of cleaning. I'll take a look. I don't know if I see anything that's out of the ordinary on the teeth. Looks okay. We'll put it in here. And second look, boy, the arbors are extreme. For one that's supposed to run 30 days, these arbors are really, really thin. That's not a very robust movement at all. We can take this wheel out, and then we can take, and how in the heck, oh, I see. To get this wheel off, there is a pin in here. I wonder if that compresses. The spring should. I should be able to just compress that spring. Yeah, that'll do it. And then take another. There's a little pin in the cup. Let me show that to you. Okay, see that right there? So I have to compress this spring so that this cup drops, and I can pull that pin out because there's a lip on that cup and that washer. And then we're going to have to get it out that way. So let me do that. Back up here. Okay, so I'm going to compress that spring. Okay, that way I can grab that pin. Maybe. Okay, got it. Tiny pin. Washer should come off. Cup washer. The spring should come off. And then we can lift. No, we're not going to be able to lift that out because, yeah, we are. That'll come apart. Oh, look at that way. Oh, do you see? That is really strange. What a weird way of designing things. The spokes on this wheel catch on notches here, and that's what keeps that's what turns that. Look at, see the notches here? And when that's on there, those spokes catch on those notches. And that's a substitute for having this fastened here. Fastened there. Craziness. Yeah, their manufacturing techniques are something to be desired. That comes off of there. And then this one will probably come off the same way. Except we're not going to be able to get it. Oh, there we go. That wheel comes off. And now this one comes off. We can lift this one out. And we can lift this one out. And no, unlike, we don't have to use a puller to get this apart because this is also held on with a C-clip. So we can take that C-clip out. Interesting movement. Okay. oil, slimy, and yeah, how you like them apples, huh? So we can just take that, wipe it off. It's just nothing but oil on there. All kinds of oil. Oh, good cleaning, and then we will see how this thing runs. Alright, so here's the movement. There's the strike side. Here's the run side. Plus the suspension. Now the next thing to do is to put these parts in the ultrasonic cleaner and also to remove the springs from these barrels. Okay, these barrels are identical. I'll check the springs to see if there's any difference in the springs. Not looking forward to taking them out because these 31-day springs are pretty powerful, but we will remove springs from those barrels. These are retaining collars for using the spring winder, and this is a cheap set. Let's put those away. They come in different sizes, and what we have to do is we have to choose one of these. These are all number too small, so we put those away. And let's look at these sizes. This is going to slide in here, and where it's attached to the barrel, this will slip over that end. That's too small, and that's possibility. Look at this one. Yeah, I think this is the size because it's definitely too big. Alright, so put those away, and this is the size. What we're going to do is we're going to wind the spring up, the spring winder, and then we're going to slip this sleeve, retaining sleeve over, so that that notch goes in where the spring attaches to the barrel. And once that's wound up, that'll slide in. Then we can let the spring back down, and this will have captured it. Take this out. That's removed the spring from the barrel. Then we put this back in. We wind it up again in the winder, and remove this, and then let the spring down. We've got the spring completely unwound. That's how that's going to work. Spring winder. What we're going to do is that same letdown key comes out of this container, and it goes in here. And now that's what we're going to use to unwind the spring. And so we'll go with that. I'm going to slide this up, and we're going to attach that. And, whoops, I got to run backwards. Oh, wait, this is a cockeyed thing. Hang on. Like everything else, this is built ass backwards from what we do it here. So I've got to put the sleeve on this side, wind this up, and the way I got to wind this up is I've got to hold on to the, I better get another glove, because I'm going to end up having to switch hands, and I'm going to have to hang on to this. Almost should have this thing flipped around. Oh, let's see if I can do this. Crap, I'm going to have to get on the end here, do some cranking. Anyway, here's where the spring is attached inside, so this has got to go over like that. And once I get this wound up, I don't like this at all. I'm going to move off to the side here. Okay, so it's going to wind this way. Slip the key over. if I'm going to be able to do this, whether I have the hand strength to do it. Oh, that is really unbelievable. Oh, where's the clip? Oh, man, that's a booger. All right. Getting it in there. Okay, got it in. Don't slip on me. Flick the... Take the glove off. Flip the little switch to unwind. Okay. Should we put in the sleeve? Okay, now we're in the sleeve. And don't like it. Don't like it one bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to get that spring out of there. Maybe. Got to rotate it back this way. Which way is it caught in there? Boy, I don't like the way this is all put together. Just don't like it one bit. I may have to rewind that and slide that further, if that'll slide further, because I gotta get the tail out. Yeah, let's try again. This one is really goofy. What's the matter here? Okay. All right. Okay. All right, that's good. Yeah, it's in. It's in there. Oh, come on, baby. Okay. All right, that's off. Now, we're supposed to wind this up again. We're supposed to be able to put this hook in to catch that. And as usual, I think I forgot to turn the camera on to show you the next step. But anyway, we got the sleeve off, and then we unwound the spring. Now the spring is free, and the spring feels very dry. And not real dirty, but dry. And so we've got, we're going to clean it a little bit. Then we're going to oil it, and then we can put it back in, and then those will be ready to go. Okay, got everything cleaned up. We put this in. Clip goes here to hold that in place, and then we can start putting other parts on here. And one of those things is this wheel. And that wheel's got to go on here. Doggone it. Come here, you. Okay, what goes on here? Get these out the way. What goes on here is the tension washer. Goes on here. Not particularly enamored by the construction of these. And I lost that tiny little pin. Yeah, let's see if we can find it. If we can't, I'll have to go get another pin. hemostat will hold that spring down and on. And then, I don't know where that little pin flew to, but I've got some material here that'll work. Just a little bit of wire. Let's see if we can do this. Oh, that does not want to cut. Well, let me get my other cutters. Okay. Can't believe I just did that. A little pin flew out. Maybe I need to get a little heavier material. Let me get some. Okay. All right, now let that go. Okay, that's good. Okay, and now we can start putting some more of these pieces back together. We can go with, you know, nuts. I'm going to have to take that back off because I can't get things out. This is how those stupid wheels go on here. They go into little notches on that can. This is a pretty crappy way of making things. I'm not real pleased with what I see here. Okay. And this wheel is going to go in here, I think. That runs off of this one, and then gathering pallet, and then the warning wheel. I think that would just start from the top backwards or something. There we go, that's it. Okay, and then finally, this goofy thing that is the so-called fan. That goes here. Okay, so there's the strike side. We also got to put the hammer in here as the lifts on the hammer. And the hole for the hammer is there. Okay. And I think there's a spring that goes on that, and I'm gonna check that out shortly. See where that hooks up. Spring hooks on there, but I gotta figure that out later. That's going last. Here's this thing. Okay, this is going to hit here. So this is going to go here. And then this one, which is the escape wheel, goes there. And we'll deal with the other stuff later. This one on. May. Okay. And then the cup. And now let's see if we can compress that and get that little wire in there. This is where hemostats come in. Real handy. Hemostats, the little clamps that they use to clamp off blood vessels in surgery, and they make real good. Well, a little pin decided to fly. Okay. See, I'm not at all impressed. What on earth have I got on my forceps? That's what's causing the problem. Come here, little wire. Come here, baby. Okay, let me shut that phone off. I can't see the... Oh, just lost that pen again. I heard it fly over there. The heck with it. I'm just going to make a new one. All right, let's try again. That's a pretty crappy way of putting things together. Okay. Alright, we got all those together. I think everything else goes in the outside. So now all we got to do is take the bottom plate, put it on there, and so to figure out which side goes on. Okay, this is the side that goes on. Boy. That is really awful. Okay. Yep, that's the way it goes, right like this. And then just got to work these in. I think I'll shut this off because I don't really want to record a bunch of cussing. Okay, every now and then I gotta stop because Molly says she wants some love. Oh no, what you gonna do, kiddo? Huh? What you gonna do? Huh? Here, let me get you down here. Let me get you down. It's okay. There we go. Anyway, this is the little cat. Oh, I was coming home in November, beginning of November, somewhere in November. I found this little tiny thing laying in the middle of the road, almost frozen. Eyes matted shut, nose matted shut. She weighed about a pound. Picked her up with one hand, stuck her in my coat, took her to the vet. The vet didn't think she was going to make it, but we got some medicine for her, and we fed her well, and now she's doing really well. Her name is Molly. Gets along real good with the dog, and she's purring. Anyway, this is Molly. And what do you got on your head there? Huh? No, nothing. It's just one of your little spots. Okay, had enough love now? Okay, I'm gonna put you back down. All right, there you go. There you go, baby. Okay, now I'll get back to trying to, there we go, everything's back on there. And the slop in those things is something fierce. Just terrible. Anyway, there we go. Now I just gotta finish up on the front. We'll put those pieces back. Levers have internal. Alright, let's say again, I didn't turn the camera. Put this lever and this lever in. This spring is going to go down to the rack. We'll install a rack. And each of those levers is held in with an internal C-clip. Dropped it. Oh, come on. Oh, this is really frustrating. Okay. Mercy sakes. These are not, I tell you, not interested in ever doing one of these again. There we go. That one. We got another one here, so I need another C-clip. Get one in here. There's one. Keep that clean. And the rack goes this way with a rack tail on this very strange, very tiny little thing. Rack is going to go there and the snail is going to go there. So that just tripped. So let's say, let's go around here to a smaller. Rack tail in there. And we want this so that that little rack tail falls into the middle of a step on the snail. Okay, let's go clear around to one of the really small steps. Go to the 11. Man. Can't see. Binocs. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Right in the middle. Okay, now to hold those in so it doesn't go anywhere. We put this on. Like so. And then there should be a C-clip for that one. There it is. Let's see. I think that one looks pretty good. Let's see how that one goes. Actually, E-clips. No, let's see if maybe I have to go with a smaller one. Yeah, tell me about this golden age. Yep, there goes that one fine. There we go. It feels a little tight. Let me see if I can go with a different one. Put that down. No, don't like that one either. There we go. Okay. That's on. That keeps these from coming apart. Now I've got to investigate that rack. Let's see. That's okay. There's a little E-clip on that one too. Okey-doke. Put the rack on. Okay. Little tiny one. But I don't see that I got any more. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute here. Okay, let's put this on. I got one of these. Goes in here. Boy, that is really... Maybe it goes the other way. Let me see. Let me see if they go this way. Nope, can't go that way. Gotta go this way. It has to go this way. Oh. Okay. There we go. And then this goes on here. Retainer. Before I do anything else, I just want to test this out. Okay. Let's see if the... Okay. Okay, don't like that. Okay, it stops okay. Okay, let's see what happens when we get to the hour now. Okay. Okay. Okay, there we are. Okay. Looks good to me. Here's the half hour. And the hour. Okay. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's good. Okay, it's running, but I'm going to have to take some of it back apart because the spring in here won't let me wind. It's slipping on the center. Okay, I got this one. Took the spring out, tightened the centerpiece, wound it. Now it's running. And I think it's probably going to work just fine. There we go. See, it just ran a half hour. Let's see if we can get it to... It's running the hour. Strike. We'll put it back in the case and see how it works. Okay, before I put the face on this one and everything, and put the weights back on, the fake weights back on, I'm just going to let this run for a while and make sure it's operating correctly. Seems to be doing okay, and then we'll put the face on it and return it. Face back on, hands on, fake weights on. There's my reflection in the glass with the camera. Let's see if we can just get off to the side a bit. Okay. So there's the 31-day Chinese clock, all done, ready to go back.